Sometimes the greatest sacrifices are the quiet ones we make every day, the kind no one notices until we're gone. But here's the truth. If you rely on absence to prove your worth, people may eventually replace you. Real success isn't about being missed. It's about being trusted. Let me tell you a story that reveals this hidden lesson. Elena was a young woman living in a quiet seaside town. Since childhood, she had loved plants and always found joy in caring for them. When she grew older, she applied for a job as a gardener in the town's Central Park, a place filled with roses, lilies, and tall oaks that shaded children playing in the afternoons. Her mentor in those early years was Matteo, an elderly gardener with 40 years of experience. Matteo didn't just teach Elena how to prune branches, mix soil, or adjust the irrigation system. He also passed on a simple philosophy: speak less, do more. Learn every corner of the work and never stop growing. Elena took those words to heart. For 10 years, she worked tirelessly, mastering every skill, caring for fragile orchids, dealing with stubborn weeds, maintaining wooden benches, and repairing fountain pumps. When Matteo retired, the town council appointed her as the park's head gardener. But despite all her dedication, Elena began to feel a deep emptiness inside. One evening, after trimming the last rose bush of the day, she visited Matteo at his little house by the shore. With a heavy sigh, she poured out her frustration. She had followed his advice all these years, working quietly, focusing on every task, persevering without complaint. She knew she was more skilled than many others, yet less experienced gardeners were being promoted or offered better jobs in neighboring towns, while she was still earning the same as when she first started. Matteo listened and then asked gently, "Elena, are you certain the council truly knows how much the park depends on you?" She nodded firmly. After pacing for a while, he finally said, "Tomorrow, take a day off. Any reason will do. Give yourself a break." The suggestion startled her. She hadn't taken a single day off in years. But after some thought, she agreed. The next day, Elena stayed home, and just as Matteo had predicted, the park fell into disarray. The irrigation system broke down, the roses wilted in the midday sun, and the fountains stopped working. No one knew how to fix any of it. The mayor grew angry, and the council was frustrated. When Elena returned the following morning, they immediately called her in. They admitted how badly things had gone without her and recognized her importance. As a reward, they promoted her to senior garden supervisor and gave her a raise. Elena was grateful to Matteo. She thought she had discovered the true secret to success. From then on, whenever she felt overlooked or underappreciated, she would take another day off. Each time, chaos would erupt in the park, and when she returned, her value seemed greater than ever. She believed she had found a perfect formula. Disappear briefly, and people will remember your worth. But over time, the habit grew dangerous. One morning, as Elena arrived at the park, she found the gates locked. A notice was posted with her name: "Employment terminated." Her body froze. She couldn't believe it. Everything she had given to the garden, her pride, her effort, her devotion, was gone in an instant. Heartbroken, she went back to Matteo. "Why did they fire me?" she cried. "I followed your teachings exactly." Matteo looked at her with sad eyes and shook his head. "You only listened to half of what I said. Do you remember? I once told you that when a lantern shines constantly, people hardly notice it. Only when it goes out do they realize its value. You learned that lesson quickly and you used it to prove your importance, but you missed the second part." Elena wiped her tears, confused. What was the second part? Matteo spoke slowly. "If a lantern flickers too often, people will replace it. Who wants a light that can't be trusted? Value isn't just about being noticed. It's about being reliable, steady, dependable. You were so eager to be recognized that you forgot stability is what keeps you in the long run." His words cut deep into Elena's heart. For the first time, she understood her mistake. Matteo went on, And think about your own life. How many people are always there for you? Your brother, your mother, your friends? Do you sometimes take them for granted, assuming they'll always be around? What happens when they're gone? Don't wait until absence teaches you gratitude. Appreciate them now. And in your work, don't let yourself be taken for granted, but don't abandon your duty whenever you feel ignored. Find balance, Elena. Life will always return to you the balance you give it. Elena left Mateo's house quietly. Though she had lost her job, she felt she had gained a lesson far greater than any promotion. Later, she found work at a private estate garden on the outskirts of town. There, she practiced her new understanding. She worked hard, made sure others recognized her value, but never used absence as a weapon. Instead, she shared her knowledge, guided her coworkers, and proved her reliability. She also changed in her personal life. She thanked her brother sincerely every time he helped her carry heavy soil bags, hugged her mother more often, and spent evenings talking with her neighbors instead of always working in silence. Years passed, and Elena discovered a peace she had never known before. Recognition came naturally, not forced. Trust grew steadily, and whenever she walked past the old park, now cared for by other hands, she smiled softly, because she carried within her the true secret to success, not absence or presence, but balance, gratitude, and reliability.